Hi guys, welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking. Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to show you is how I make my homemade chicken stew. So let's get started. For my homemade broth that I'm going to be using for my chicken stew, I'll thicken it up. I have 8 cups of water and 3 chicken legs. So now I'll place this on my burner. I'll be adding in some onions and some celery. I have my leeks in some water right now, washing them out. So I have my burner on medium. I have 4 ribs of celery that I'll dice up. I'll place this in with my chicken legs. I have 1 shallot that I'll dice up. Now I'll add this into my pot. I have 3 leeks that I cut in half. I washed all the dirt out, so now I'll slice that up and put that in my pot. You can see how I diced it. So I'll place this in my pot. I'll go dice up the other 2 leeks and then place them in. So into the pot this goes, and that was 3 leeks. I have some flat leaf parsley. I diced it up. I'll take 2 tablespoons and put that in my pot. Here's 1. And the second one. I'll mix this in. I'll save the rest of this fresh flat leaf chopped parsley. Once I have my stew all together, I'll place some more in. Now I'll start on my veggies. Before I start on my veggies, along with the 3 chicken breasts, the meat that I'll chop up for my chicken stew, I also have 2 chicken breasts that I'll add into my chicken stew. So I place them in a pot and I'll boil these up and cut them up. Now I'll start on my little baby potatoes. I have about 26 little potatoes. They're the little potatoes. And it says they're ready in 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is boil these and then cut them in half. So I'll place them in my pot. I'll go add some water. That looks good. I'll turn my burner on and cook these potatoes. Once this chicken is all done, what I'm going to do is thicken up this broth, and it'll be like a stew. And then I'll cut up the chicken. And then I'll cut up the chicken breasts and I'll add everything all in. So now to just wait until everything's done. I'll check on my potatoes. Now a few more minutes. Smells good. Potatoes are done, so I'll turn my burner off. I'll go drain them. place them in the bowl to cool down before I cut them in half. They cooled down enough for me to handle them, so I'm cutting them in half and then in half again, so they're in quarters. You want bite-sized pieces. So now that they're cut up in quarters, I'll place them back in my bowl. For my veggies, I'm using potatoes, corn, and some peas. I'll put some saran wrap on top until I'm ready to use them. And just leave it up to the side till you're ready to use them. So now it's come to a boil. I'm just mixing it around. I'll put my lid back on. Checking on my chicken breasts, I'll turn them over. They still need to cook a little bit more. You want to make sure they're fully cooked. My chicken breasts are done, so now I'll turn my burner off. I'll take the chicken out, place it on my cutting board. Now I'll go cut this into bite-sized pieces. I'll cut off any fat. You can see the size that I'm cutting them at. They're about bite-sized pieces, and I'll place them once they're all cut up in with my potatoes. So I have my bowl of potatoes. I'll place the chicken in there. Then I'll place the plastic wrap back on top. I still have the 3 chicken legs that I'll be taking that meat off of. So now I'll place the plastic back on, place it off to the side. Now I'll go check on my broth. That's looking good. A few more minutes, the chicken quite isn't ready yet. That looks done. So what I'm going to do now is drain all this stuff so that I just have the broth so that I can thicken it up, and then I'll add all these leeks and celery and shallot back in, and I'll take the meat off of the 3 chicken breasts. So what I used is a colander to drain everything so that I could hold the leeks, the shallots, and the celery along with the 3 chicken legs. So now I'll put this on the counter. What I'm going to do now is take this broth, put it in the pot that I had the chicken in. So I poured the chicken broth back in the pot that I was cooking the chicken legs in, and I'll put this back on the stove. What I'm going to do now is take some broth out of this pot and thicken it. I have 1 2/3 cup of the broth. I have a 1/2 cup of the Wonder flour. What I'm going to do is take the Wonder flour and put it into the broth and then mix it. You can see how nice and thick this got. You want to keep stirring because you don't want lumps. So now I'll take this mixture and pour it back into the other broth, and then mix that around. So now I'm stirring it around because you want this thick like a stew. I have my burner on simmer. You can see it's starting to thicken up. What I'm going to do now is take a tablespoon of this poultry gravy. I'll add that in. You want to mix it around. See how nice and thick this got? I'll give it a try. Now I'm going to add the potatoes, the leeks, the celery, the shallot all back in, along with the chicken breast that I cut up. So I have some of the leeks in here, the chicken breast, the potatoes. I'll add that to the pot. I'll be adding in a teaspoon of this Kitchen Bouquet. It's browning and seasoning sauce, so I'll eyeball it. Then you want to stir it in. I'll add in some salt. So it's probably maybe a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half of salt, along with the same amount for pepper. And just mix it around. Then give it a try, see if there's enough salt and pepper. That's perfect. So now I'll put my lid on. I have this on simmer. I'll cut this into bite-sized pieces and place that into the stew. I'm peeling the skin off. I'll place this chicken into my stew. This is the third chicken leg. So I'm taking all the meat off of it. So now I'll go place this chicken into my stew. I'll mix it in. Look at that. Look at how good that looks so far. Now I'll put the lid on. I'll put the rest of the leeks in. I'm checking, make sure there's no bones. Now I'll take my 1 can of peas and my 1 can of corn. The corn is 15.25 ounce. and the peas of 15 ounce. So I'll drain these two and then place them into the stew. So I have my peas and my corn in here. I drained them. I'll put them into the stew. Mix this all in. Now, doesn't this look good? I'll add some fresh parsley on top. Let me give it a try. This is really good. I'll put some of that fresh parsley on top. Boy, is this really good. So I put in 2 pinches of the chopped parsley that I had, stirred it up, and boy, does this look good. The stew is ready. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll put a little in my bowl, give it a try. A little salt and pepper. Now, doesn't that look good? Now I'll give it a try. Really good. Try the potato. Got a little piece of chicken. Really hits the spot. It's very, very good. Well, thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking and watching me make my homemade chicken stew. Give it a try. It's great for cold days. I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.